ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
Obtain the induced EMF in the secondary coil. Induced EMF in the secondary coil. E is equals to general formula according to this d phi by dt. So E is equals to d by dt of phi can be written as NBA, B and A. E is equals to d by dt of B. So mu naught N1 A by L into mu naught N1 I by L into N2 A. So that is the situation. Magnetic field due to the solenoid mu naught N1 I by L. So B is equals to mu naught N1 N2 A by L into di by dt. So that is the formula. Mu naught N1 N2 A by 2L. L is nothing but 2 pi r. Length of the toroid here, that is 2 pi r. So E is equals to mu naught N1 N2 A by 2 pi r into di by dt. So this already we calculated here. Number of turns in the secondary coil, so given that's 300. So mu naught by 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7, 1200 into 300 into area is 12 into 10 to the power of minus 4 divided by 0.15 into di by dt. Rate of change of current di by dt, how much it is? Rate of change of current 2 into 0.05, 2 by 0.05. So that is, you can calculate that, simple thing. So these are the examples regarding this. So there is electromagnetic induction, self inductance, mutual inductance, everything. So now next we can calculate how the inductors are connected in series, how the inductors are connected in parallel. Series, that means inductors are connected in series and parallel. Then we can do that. Next, see here, inductors are connected in series. What is the effective inductance? If the inductors are connected in series, what is the effective inductance? How can we calculate that? So good morning. So next we can discuss about the topic energy stored in the inductor. Energy stored in the inductor. So in electrostatics we already discussed about in the electric capacitance chapter. So energy stored in the capacitor. So energy stored in the capacitor. How can you derive that expression? Let us say it is the capacitor. So let us say it is connected to the battery. This is the capacitor. Let us say it is connected to the battery. Then what happens? Charge accumulated on the plates of the capacitor. Charge accumulated on the plates of the capacitor. Let us say initially Q amount of charge is accumulated. Q amount of charge is accumulated on the plates of the capacitor. Still the battery is working, that means the charge goes on increases. The charge goes on increases in the capacitor. So but initially Q be the charge on the capacitor. Q be the charge on the capacitor. This charge opposes the upcoming charge. Already initially the charge on the capacitor is 0. So once this capacitor is connected to the battery, if this capacitor is connected to the battery, what happens? Then the capacitor going to be charged. So initially let Q be the charge accumulated on the capacitor. So still the charge goes on increases, but what is the initial charge Q? This charge opposes the upcoming charge. So to supply the charge, we have to do certain amount of work. We have to do certain amount of external work. That work is stored as the energy stored in the capacitor, that is W is equals to what we can write it as half CV square or Q square by 2C or half CV, half CV into V, that is half QV like this. So these are the formulas of the energy stored in the capacitor. These are the formulas of the energy stored in the capacitor. So in the same way, now what is the energy stored in an inductor? Energy stored in an inductor. So here let us say this is the inducting coil. Let us say this is the EMF of the battery is, let us say capital E is the EMF of the battery. So here capital E is the EMF of the battery. So now once a switch is closed, then what happens? The current starts flowing through the inductor. So but due to the current, certain amount of magnetic field is developed. We already discussed. Certain amount of magnetic field is developed. Due to that magnetic field, flux generated. Due to that variation of the flux, an EMF is induced and the current also induced. But that induced EMF opposes the flow of current through the inductor. That induced EMF opposes the flow of current through the inductor. So here the main condition is induced EMF in the inductor opposes the flow of currents in the inductor. To overcome this opposition, opposes the flow of current in the inductor, induced EMF. So to overcome the opposition, to overcome this opposition, we have to do certain amount of external work. We have to do some external work. We have to do certain amount of external work. This work done is stored as magnetic energy in the inductor. Magnetic energy in the inductor. So that is, this work done is stored as the energy. That energy is in the form of magnetic energy in the inductor. So what is the induced EMF? Let us say small e is the induced EMF. Let us say small e is induced EMF. So this is the situation. Let E be the EMF of the battery connected, and this is the certain amount of EMF is induced in the inductor. That EMF opposes the flow of electric current through that inductor. So to overcome that opposition, we have to do certain amount of action. That means to establish the current in the inductor. So to establish the current through the inductor, we have to do certain amount of external work done. We have to do certain amount of external work done. That work done is stored as energy in the inductor. That work done is stored as energy in the So induced EMF. So according to here, according to Kirchhoff's second law, that is law of voltage. So from this loop what we can write? E plus E is equals to 0, but E is equals to minus E. E plus E is equals to 0, that is E plus E. In this situation, if the switch is closed, then this situation, this is the current passes, but induced EMF opposes the flow of current. Induced EMF opposes the flow of current. That's why E plus E is equals to 0. But what is the EMF induced in the inductor? What is the formula for that? EMF induced in the inductor. So E is equals to generally d phi by dt. So minus d by dt of phi is what we can write it as flux linked with the surface is directly proportional to current passes through the current passes. Flux linked with the closed coil is equals to L into I. So that means E is equals to minus L into di by dt. So E is equals to minus L into di by dt. So this is the EMF induced in the surface, induced in the inductor. So in any situation, if the current passes through the inductor, varies with the time, current passes through the inductor varies with the time. What is the EMF induced? Current passes through the inductor varies with the time. What is the EMF induced? E is equals to minus L into di by dt. E is equals to minus L into di by dt. So therefore from this what we can write? E is equals to minus of minus L into di by dt. So minus of minus plus L into di by dt. So that is, so this is the EMF. What is the amount of EMF we have to supply? Minimum amount of EMF we have to supply to establish the current in the inductor. So that is equals to E is equals to L into di by dt. So what is the power required to do the task? Power is equals to E into I. So power is nothing but potential into current VI. So but potential is nothing but here capital E is not the intensity of electric field. Remember that, it's very important. Capital E is not the intensity of electric field. E is the EMF of the connected battery here. It's very important. But power can be written as, we can write it as dW by dt is equals to EI. Power is equals to EI, that is dW by dt is equals to EI. So dW by dt is equals to, what is E value? L into di by dt into I. L into di by dt into I. So dt cancels. So from this dW can be written as Li di. dW is equals to Li di. So next, integrating on both sides, integral total work done Li di. So W is equals to L into integral of I di, L into I square by 2. So therefore this work done can be written as half Li square. That work done can be written as half Li square. So this is the energy stored in the inductor, half Li square. So simple thing is, an inductor is connected in the circuit, with the help of the external battery of EMF capital E. E is the EMF of the battery. So due to the flow of current through the inductor, definitely certain amount of EMF is induced according to Faraday's second law. E is equals to minus d phi by dt. So that is EMF. That EMF opposes the flow of current through it. Definitely whatever is the EMF developed in the inductor, that opposes the flow of current through the inductor. So to overcome that opposition, we have to do certain amount of external work. that work is stored as energy in the inductor. That is the condition. What is the EMF induced? This is the EMF induced. But according to Kirchhoff's law, that in a closed loop, net potential must be equal to 0. So that is induced EMF. So based on this, W is equals to half L I square. So this same as that of W is equals to half m v square. Kinetic energy in case of mechanics, W is equals to half L I square. Here W is equals to half m v square, where when if we compare these two, L is the nothing but mass we have to consider. So that means inductance L is same as mass in mechanics. L is same as the mass in mechanics. So that is the energy stored in an inductor. But that is the half L I square. Next, so next point here. So energy stored, that is nothing but half L I square. L is the inductance of the solenoid, where L is self inductance of solenoid. What is the self inductance of the solenoid? So L is equals to mu naught n square AL. Mu naught n square AL, that is the self inductance of the solenoid. So self inductance of the solenoid this is. So then here amount of work done, per unit volume. So amount of work done per unit volume. So that can be written as W by V. So that means W by volume can be written as area into length of the solenoid into area of cross section. So that is equals to half L I square divided by AL. So that is half into, what is L here? Mu naught n square AL into I square divided by AL. AL gets cancelled. So work done per unit volume, or this is also called as energy density. Work done per unit volume also called as energy density. Remember, that's very important. So what we called it is half mu naught n square I square. Half mu naught n square I square. So here the energy density, this can be written as half mu naught n square I square into mu naught divided by mu naught. For my consideration, just for our convenience, I will multiply and divide with mu naught. So U can be written as half into mu naught square n square I square by mu naught. So that is mu naught n square I square. So now from this, so magnetic field developed in the solenoid. What is the magnetic field developed in the solenoid due to the flow of current? What is the formula? B is equals to mu naught Ni. So magnetic field developed in the solenoid due to the flow of current, B is equals to mu naught Ni. So from this you can write it as half mu naught Ni whole square divided by mu naught. So U is equals to half into, this can be written as B square by mu naught. So E is equals to B square by 2 mu naught. That is the energy density of the solenoid. So what is the energy stored in the solenoid? That must be in the form of magnetic energy. So whatever is the energy stored in the solenoid, that must be is in the form of magnetic energy. So previously first point we wrote that like that only. We have to do certain amount of work done, that work done is stored as magnetic energy in the solenoid. So this is U is equals to B square by 2 naught. So U proportional to B square. Same as that of energy density in case of electrostatics. Energy density in electrostatics. What we can write it as U is equals to half epsilon naught E square. Once recall this, energy density in case of electrostatics can be written as U is equals to half epsilon naught E square. So from this we can write U proportional to E square. That can be written as U proportional to E square. So this is U proportional to B square and it is U proportional to E square. So that is energy density in this directly proportional to square of the magnetic field, and here also energy density is directly proportional to square of the electric field. So that is the situation. So this is the energy stored in an inductor. So that means in any situation the amount of energy stored in the inductor is in the form of magnetic energy. You must remember about this. So next, so that simple formula is half L I square. U is equals to half L I square. Simple formula. Next. So next application, let us say these are the two coils placed like that. Here the current passing is I1 and here the current passing is I2. So it is I1 and it is I2. Its self-inductance is L1 and its self-inductance is L2. The self-inductance of the first one is L1 and self-inductance of the second one is L2. Then based on this, so due to the flow of current, definitely what happens due to the flow of current through the solenoid, definitely certain amount of magnetic field developed, due to that magnetic field flux generated, due to that EMF is induced. So this is common process. So what is the flux linked with the first coil? Here let N1 comma N2 be number of turns in first coil and second coil. Let us say it is the first one and it is the second one. N1 and N2 be the number of turns in the first coil and second coil. So let I1, I2 be the current passes through the first coil and second coil. L1, L2 are the self-inductances of the first coil and second coil. So first, now I am finding a flux linked with, what is the first linked with the flux linked with the first coil? So total number of flux N1 phi1 is equals to L1 I1. So the total flux linked with the coil is directly proportional to current passes through that coil. Total flux linked with the coil is directly proportional to current passes. Based on that, we defined self-inductance. We already discussed that. So N1 phi1 is equals to L1 into I1 here. N1 phi1 is equals to L1 I1. So, this is the flux linked with the first coil. Next, what is the flux linked with second coil? So, that is N2 phi 2 is equals to L2 I2. So, from this L1 can be written as N1 phi 1 by I1. Next here L2 can be written as N2 phi 2 by I2. So, this is the flux linked with the first coil and flux linked with the second coil. Next, of course, this is about self inductance, but if the two coils are placed very close to each other, what happens? Definitely there must be a mutual inductance. Now come to this is the calculation of the self inductance. Now we can calculate mutual inductance. So, due to flow of current I1 in the first coil, what is the flux generated in the second coil? Due to the flow of current I1 in the first coil, what is the flux generated in the second coil? So, let us say second coil flux N2 phi 2 is equals to M12 into I1. M12 is mutual induction due to the first coil on second coil. M12 in the sense mutual inductance due to the first coil on second coil. So, from this we can write M12 is equals to N2 phi 2 divided by I1. So, due to the current passes through the first coil, I1 is the current flowing through the first coil. Due to the flow of currents, certain amount of magnetic field formed at the location of the second coil. So, due to that magnetic field, certain amount of flux must be generated. So, due to the what is the flux generated at the rate of secondary coil? This one. Next condition, due to the flow of current I2 in the second coil, flux linked with the first coil. What is the flux linked with the first coil? Total flux can be written as N1 phi 1 is equals to M21 I2. So, mutual induction due to the second coil at the first coil, mutual inductance due to the second coil at the first coil, that is M21. Here we are using M12, here I am using M21. So, from this M21 can be written as N1 phi 1 by I2. So, these are the self inductances, directly we can write, no doubt about that. Mutual induction, what is the mutual induction phenomena? Due to the current passes through the primary coil, flux linked with the secondary coil, that means phi directly proportional to I only. So, mutual inductance phenomena is secondary flux linked with the secondary coil is directly proportional to current passes through the primary coil. So, from this phi s is equals to MIP, M is equals to phi s by IP. So, that is the formula, I am writing that only. M12 mutual inductance due to first coil at the rate of second coil, mutual induction due to first coil at the position of second coil. So, M12. So, flux divided by current, here also flux divided by current, this is the situation. Now let us, I am doing M12 into M21, M12 into M21. So, what is M12? N2 phi 2 divided by I1 into N1 phi 1 divided by I2. So, from this I am writing N2 phi 2 divided by I2 into N1 phi 1 divided by I1. there will be nothing, there is no change in this situation. So, but mutual induction on first coil due to second one or mutual first coil, both must be same. M12 is equals to M21, and here M12 is equals to M21, that is equals to, let us say, M. Therefore, M into M is equals to N252 by I2, what is that? L2. N151 by I1, that is equals to L1. So, L2 into L1. So, they score M square equals to L1 L2. M equals to under root L1 L2. So, mutual induction between two coils is equals to under root product of their self inductances. Mutual inductance between the two coils, here mutual inductance between the two coils is equal to under root the product of their self inductances. So, that is M is equals to under root L1 L2, M is equals to under root L1 L2. So, that is the situation. Now, but this proportionality replace them K, M is equals to some K into L1 L2. So, where K is called coupling factor, the value of K is always less than 1. That means the mutual inductance between the two coils is always less than under root L1 L2. So, that means definitely certain amount of energy must be wasted in different situations in that situation. That means K must be less than 1. So, for example, if K is equals to 1, that is called strong or tight coupling. If K equals to 1, that is the ideal condition. That is strong or tight coupling. So, this generally K value less than 1, M is equals to K into under root L1 L2. So, this is one application. If the two coils are very close to each other, like what happens. So, K is called the coupling factor. So, just we establish the relation between mutual inductance and self inductance here. Relation between mutual inductance and self inductance. So, next. Let us do some problems based on this. Some examples. So, let us do the problems here. Examples here, so many examples here we have. Yes. Of LA square. So, mutual inductance. So simple problems, only direct formula solution. So see the page number 253. Page number 253. Let us example, one example here. The network shown is a part of the closed circuit in which the current is changing. At an instant, the current in it is 5 ampere. Potential difference between the points A and B. So the given circuit is, this is the point A, and this is the resistance, and this is the battery, and this is the inductance. So this is A and this is B. Now, so resistance is given as 1 ohm and the EMF of the battery is 15 volts and it is 5 Henry. Inductance is equals to 5 Henry. So the given condition is, the current is, let us say, 5 amperes. Current passes is 5 amperes. Now we have to find out the potential difference between VA and potential difference between the points A and B. So for example, the first case is the current is increasing. Current is increasing at the rate of, current is increasing at the rate of 1 ampere per second. So now in this situation, if the current is increases means EMF must be in opposite direction, induced EMF. So E is equals to L into di by dt. L is 5, that is 5. So this circuit becomes, so this one, and it is the battery, and EMF is like this. This is 5 volts, this is 15 volts, and this is 5, and this is 1. So VA, let us say it is VB. Starting from here, VA, in the direction of the current, potential is negative. In the direction of the current, potential is negative. So this is also minus 5. We are moving from positive terminal of the battery to negative terminal of the battery. Here also minus 5 is equals to VB. So from this, VA minus VB is equals to 25. The potential difference between the points A and B is, potential difference between the points A and B is 25 volts. Here it is, VA minus VB equals to 25 volts. So this is when the current is increasing at the rate of, this. Increases means this EMF and this one both are helping if the current is increases. So if the current decreases, second condition is current decreases at the rate of 1 ampere per second. So now in this situation, inductor opposes the, so this is 5 amperes, 1 ohm, this is 15, this is 5 again. So VB. Inductor opposes the flow of, that means decreasing, current decreasing at the rate of 1 ampere per second. Here the current is increases and here the current is decreases. So VA minus 5 into 1 minus 15, but it is plus 5 is equals to VB, because here we are moving from negative terminal to positive terminal. So VA minus VB is equals to 20 minus 5, that is 15 volts. So that is the current is increases at the rate or the current decreases at the rate. Just we are using here Kirchhoff's laws. Next. So next problem, one more problem we can do this. Next, page number 255, an example is page number 255. Example, a small square loop of wire of side small l is placed inside a large square loop of wire of side capital L. The loops are coplanar and their centers are coincide. What is the mutual inductance of the system? What is the mutual inductance of the system? So, given question is, so this is the outer loop of length L and this is the small loop of length small l. This is the center. So, first we have to calculate what is the mutual inductance. So, here the current passes through the outer loop. Let us say this is the current passes as per the given diagram. This is the current passes through the outer loop. So, first we have to calculate what is the magnetic field produced due to the flow of current here. So, this is 45 degrees and it is also 45 degrees. Generally, magnetic field due to, so magnetic field due to straight current carrying conductor of finite length. What is the formula? Mu naught I by 4 pi d into sin alpha plus sin beta. Mu naught I by 4 pi d into sin alpha plus sin beta. So, magnetic field due to the straight current carrying conductor of finite length it is. So, the total length of the conductor it is L and it is, what is that? L by 2. So, that is B is equals to mu naught I by 4 pi d is L by 2 into sin alpha, that is sin 45 plus sin beta also sin 45. So, B is equals to mu naught I by 2 pi L into B is equals to mu naught I by 2 pi L into sin 45 plus sin 2 into 1 by root 2. 2 into 1 by root 2. So, that is the magnetic field due to the sin 45 plus sin 45, 2 sin 45, 2 into 1 by root 2. This 2 also gets cancelled. So, then the magnetic field developed is equals to mu naught I by root 2 pi L, capital L, mu naught I by root 2 pi capital L. So, that is the magnetic field. What is the direction of the magnetic field here? So, outwards, above the conductor inwards and below the conductor it is outwards. So, this is the magnetic field developed due to this one or this one or this one, anything that is. So, magnetic field. What is the total magnetic field? B total is equals to, how many sides we have? 4 sides. 4 mu naught I by root 2 pi L. 4 mu naught I by root 2 pi L. So, this is the total due to one side it is mu naught I by root 2 pi L. So, total how many sides? 4 sides. So, total magnetic field. So, in any situation, see here, due to this conductor, here it is outwards, due to this one inwards, due to this outwards, due to this also outwards, due to this one also here outwards. In any situation, the total magnetic field at the center is outwards only. So, net magnetic field is outwards. Due to this, what is the flux generated? So, to find out the mutual inductance phenomena, we have to follow 3 steps we discussed. First, current passes through the outer coil here, we know about that. Then second one, magnetic field developed at the center of the, magnetic field developed due to the circular current carrying or square current carrying, whatever it is. So, this is the calculation of the magnetic field. Next, flux generated. Flux formula is B into A. B is mu naught, here it is 4 mu naught I by root 2 pi L, 4 mu naught I by root 2 pi L into area is L square. So, what is the area? Where we have to find out the flux? At the secondary coil. What is the secondary coil of the length? L. Secondary coil of length L is L. So, that is why area of that coil is L square, that is phi. So, this is the magnetic flux, but the magnetic flux can be written as M into I. So, that is 4 mu naught I by root 2 pi L into L square. I gets cancelled. M is equals to 4 mu naught by root 2 pi L into L square. So that is the mutual inductance. 4 mu naught I square 4 mu naught L square by pi L root 2 pi L. So that from this we can write M proportional to small L square by L. M proportional to small L square by L. So this is the mutual inductance. So here the current passes through the outer coil. Due to that outer coil, what is the magnetic field at this position? So this is the, we know this according to Biot-Savart's law, we derived this situation. So this is the total this is the magnetic field due to one conductor, total 4 conductors. So this one, flux generated due to this magnetic field, where we have to calculate the mutual inductance. Mutual inductance means if the current passes through the outer coil, generally certain amount of flux linked with the inner coil. So that is the situation. Flux formula is Mi. Next, see the next example here. So page number 255 only, it is the next example. A toroidal solenoid with an air core has an average radius of 0.15 meter. Radius is 0.15. Okay. Next example. So radius is equals to 0.15. Area of cross section is 12 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meter square. Very good, in meter square. Number of turns is equals to 200. Number of turns equals to, obtain the self inductance of the toroid. Ignore the field variation across the cross section of the toroid. First we have to calculate the self inductance. So what is the magnetic field due to the toroid? B is equals to mu naught Ni by 2 pi r. So flux generated is equals to Ba. Flux can be written as Li is equals to Ba, but current is mentioned is not now. So it is this B. Li is equals to B is equals to mu naught Ni by 2 pi r into I cancels. So L is equals to mu naught is 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. Number of turns 1200. Area 12 into 10 to the power of minus 4 divided by 2 pi. R is 0.15. 2 pi 2 0. So L is equals to 2 into 14400 into 10 to the power of minus 11 divided by 15 into 10 to the power of minus 2. 288 by 15 into 10 to the power of minus 7 again. These two. So therefore L is equals to 15 ones are 15, 9s are approximately 19 into 10 to the power of minus 7 Henry. Approximately it is what? Sorry. Total flux we have to calculate. I may not. N square or into 1200. Sorry. At N square we have to do. N square. So into 1200. So 19 into 12 into 10 to the power of minus 5. So 22 10 to the power of minus 5, that means 2.28 millihenry. Okay, that's answer. Okay. So mu naught n square, that's we have to, the phi is equals to NBA, number of turns, total number of turns we have to do. So that's how we finished. Next condition is a second coil of 300 turns is wound closely on the toroid above. If the current in the primary coil increases from 0 to 2 amperes in 0.05 seconds,